What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host, Josh, and happy Canada Day. This timing was perfect. I don't know if you guys are impressed or not, but I set this yesterday at literally 11 o'clock with the assumption that's when they were going to release it. The squad just got released. I have not even looked at it yet, even though it's on the screen. I'm here to break it down with you guys, and can't wait to get some of your guys' opinions and thoughts. And once again, happy Canada Day. Feels good. Feels good for us Canadians out here. We have another episode coming out later today that is a little collab with Adrian from Rabona TV, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that. And let's get right into it. Without further ado, I'm going to put this on the big screen for you guys to take a look. I have not even looked at it yet, so I guess I might as well do that. But before, we're going to say hello to some of you guys. Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada. Happy Canada Day, everybody. Happy Canada Day. It's a perfect little day for it. Like I said, I got the new kit coming in. We're going to break down the Gold Cup roster. Still have not looked at it yet. Even though, like I said, it's on the screen. I just have not peeked at it yet. And then, of course, the episode with Adrian, which should be a lot of fun, guys. But let's go through it right now. Let's say a quick hellos. I don't think Flores is in the squad. Again, have not looked yet. We're going to find out in a couple seconds. Akinola will be there. Happy Canada Day. Happy Canada Day. Let's take a look at it. So here is the Canadian men's national team Gold Cup roster. 23-man squad. Let's take a look. So we got Akinola expected. We heard the switch is 100% permanent. He's in there. Being a TFC fan, it's cool to see. Buchanan's in there. I think that is absolutely huge. Cavallini, Corbiano, I think it's pretty cool too, considering I thought maybe Corbiano would maybe go to preseason, try to fight for under the new manager at Wolves, but very excited that Corbiano decided to come. Crepo's here, which is no surprise. He'll be our starting keeper. Alphonso Davies is massive. Eustachio is there. Liam Fraser, bit of a surprise. I think Liam Fraser for me is a bit of a surprise he's there, but center defensive midfielder that'll be there. Daniel Henry, not a big surprise. Junior Hoylett, not a big surprise, especially that he's going to be looking for a club to impress, so he needs to be in here. Alistair Johnson as well, which is a good. Mark Anthony Kay, Scott Kennedy, which is a massive one. Kyle Larin is a massive one. Richie Larea. Oh no, I'm running out of options and I don't see Jonathan David. No. Kamal Miller, I like that. Jonathan Osorio, I like that. Tyler Pasher, I like that. Harry Patton, another good one. Obviously one that we're going to look to cap tie. Samuel Piet, Dane St. Clair, and Steven Vittorio. So Jonathan David, I'm rocking his kit right now, is not here, but Kyle Larin is, as is Alphonso Davies. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think of this starting 11 right now? Do you think it's like an A- squad? Because it is. We failed to cap tie every player I wanted to cap tie. No Singh, no Jebsen, no Flores. That is. I don't know. What do you guys think of that? On a scale of 1 to 10, rate it. And I don't know. I feel like that's a 7. It's awesome that Kyle Larin's there. It's awesome that Corbiano, Alphonso Davies. We are obviously looking to cap tie a couple players, but it wasn't really the players we were overly looking for. I don't know. It's still a good squad. It's still a strong squad. Cap tying Harry Patton will be pretty nice as well. But let's get into see what some of you guys are saying as well. If you're just joining us, be sure to drop a like, drop a comment, and share your thoughts and opinions on this squad. Flores is back at the Arsenal Academy. I don't think he's going to be there, and you were obviously correct. That's a shame. A purely experimental lineup. I wouldn't give the U.S. any top-tier insight on the team whatsoever. That's fair. Be sure to like the video. Always appreciated. Happy Canada Day. Happy Canada Day. Matty D, member here on the channel. Hope you're doing well. What's good, Josh? Celebrating Canada Day with you guys. Hope you guys are doing well. I had to go through some Jane Sancho stuff on my own, so you know how it is. But Davies is here, so I'm with Canada. I was surprised with that too. But there were some reports I heard that Montreal didn't really want to let him go. I don't know if that's the main reason. Either way, one of the two was going to be a third string keeper. So did it really matter? I don't know. I hope Dane St. Clair starts, even though I know that he won't. Abel Sear says hello. Tobias says our squad is better than the American squad. It absolutely is. The American squad is an all-star MLS squad with a little sprinkle of American talent in there. Ours, in my opinion, is is much better, man. Much better. Let's try to put a starting 11 together out of this squad, but I wanted Jebson and Flores to be there. I did too. That's a big miss for me. That was a big miss. Obviously, we weren't able to convince them. I don't know. I'd say it's still a very strong squad. Even the cap-tied players that we could have got, I don't think would have blossomed the squad into anything unbelievably special. I think obviously getting them cap-tied would be huge for the future. Not having Jonathan David there sucks, even though we have cap-tied Akinola, we have Cavallini, who's obviously a great goal scorer for the Canadian men's national team, and Kyle Larin. So, I mean, pretty big. Obviously, it's no Scott Armfield, obviously no Atiba Hutchinson, obviously no Jonathan David. So, I'm here from Tax Stream. Hello from a U.S. men's national team fan. If there are any U.S. men's national team fans in the stream, let us know what you think of our squad versus yours. No David. Sad there's no Jonathan David. I'm sad too. I'm literally rocking his kit, baby. Had to get Jonathan David on there, but I guess we really ain't prioritizing this tournament. I feel like it's a very strong squad. I don't know. I haven't heard anything yet about Jonathan David, which is a huge loss. There's no getting around that. Not having Jonathan David here sucks. I mean, that just probably means if we play the two-striker formation, it's going to be Cavallini alongside Kyle Larin, which is still pretty strong. We still have a good squad here. It's just we failed to cap-tie a few crucial players. Canucks Hub is here. Says no Jebson, which sucks. Yeah, David isn't there. The Canada team has to beat the U.S. I agree. This team, on paper, has to beat the U.S. But we got some ratings coming in. Abel says it's an 8. I think that's pretty respective. I would have said 7.5. That's what our friend here says as well. 6.5 out of 10. So I'm assuming some of you guys were looking at the cap tie. Camp Chris is here. How you doing, my guy? I wanted Jebson and Flores. I did too. Again, those are two big misses, but I mean, if we break down this team, this is an unbelievably strong team. And honestly, as much as I want to see Jebson and Flores here in terms of cap tying them, prioritizing for the future, I don't know if they would have broken into the starting 11 anyways. So I don't think it makes the overall team any worse that they're not there. Jonathan David absolutely does. Atiba Hutchinson, Kyle Leonard is there. Arfield is not there, which again, it sucks. King Leaf is here, says is David out? He is out. Unfortunately, Jonathan David will not be at the Gold Cup, which sucks. But guys, let's get 20 likes on the stream. Be much appreciated. Brady says A- squad, better than I thought. Cap ties, a minor disappointment. I think that's very fair. Brady, I agree with that 100%. If I would put it on a scale, I'd say it's an A-, mainly because of Jonathan David's not there. And I mean, we did fail in terms of cap ties, which I think is going to bother a lot of Canadian men's national team fans. What's up, JJD? Not too much, man. Celebrating Canada Day with some fellow Canadians, talking about soccer. I mean, come on. It's a good day. No David, no show. Now. David might move to a bigger squad. That's the only thing I can think of. And that is fair. I had a feeling that Hutchinson wasn't going to be here due to minutes, due to obviously his age and the massive amount of games we're going to have at the Octagon. Scotty was obviously something a little bit similar. He wasn't in the last few squads. Both of them would have been fantastic to have here. But in terms of Jonathan David, I mean, really, it wouldn't be out of the ordinary. Lille need to make money. They're not in a financial... I don't know, man. They're not doing overly well with their financials right now. They have to sell some players. Jonathan Okone has been linked out. Bumba's been linked out. I haven't really seen any legitimate links for Jonathan David, but that would make sense as to why Jonathan David is not here. If you guys have heard any rumors about Jonathan David linking him somewhere, let me know. James is here, says, could this mean David is on the move? That's the only thing I can think of. If Alphonso Davies is willing to commit to this tournament, I don't understand why Jonathan David wouldn't be. So maybe there's something on the cards. Maybe he's finally coming to Dortmund. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. I guess David is getting the starting spot at Lille. Is that what you guys think? Do you think Jonathan David is looking to maybe... I don't know. Because I feel like he's a shoe-in starter at Lille no matter what. So I feel like for example, if Corbiano didn't come here, it's because I figured he'd want to go into preseason, impress his new manager, look to get that starting spot down. But with Jonathan David... He's already at that starting spot. He's already at that starting level for Lille. The only thing I can think of is that, like, at Akubi, he's going for a transfer. God King says, Canada team's not too shabby at all. Surprised to see Eustachio in there. It's nice to see. It is. It's a massive, especially with Hutchinson and Arfield not being there. Getting Eustachio in there is massive, man. White says, hey Josh, how you doing, my man? Seen 0 Jonathan David links. I have as well, man. Josh, do you think that we can get a Kone or David for Dortmund? Definitely not a Kone. The Kone links are soft. You guys know that Jonathan David's my dream, but I mean, in reality, no, I don't know. I don't think Dortmund's going to be linked with Jonathan David. I don't know who would be linked with Jonathan David. I don't know what profile of club would be looking to go for him, or he's picked up a knock at some point. It is, but let's take a look at the starting 11. Let's try to put together a starting 11. So I'm still assuming that John Herdman's going to play his 3-5-2 formation. And if he does play that 3-5-2, Crepeau will be in between the sticks. Our right wing back will probably be Richie Larea. Outside right center back will be Alistair Johnson with probably either Henry or Victoria. Probably Victoria or Henry, either or. But one of the two need to play in the middle of the back three. Scott Kennedy will play as on the outside center back. Alphonso Davies will play as the left wing back. And then our midfields. Our midfields will probably have Samuel Piet. So definitely Eustachio. And then probably Azorio. Am I missing someone? No, or Mark Anthony Kay. That's who I would have. I'd have Mark Anthony Kay. I'd have Stefan Eustachio, and I'd have Samuel Piet as my midfield three, with of course Cavallini and then Kyle Larin as our two strikers. So I don't know, man. It's not a bad little starting 11. You could obviously switch it up as well if you wanted to go into a 4-4-2. You have Kamal Miller who can play at left back. You can do your center back duo of Kennedy and then Henry or Victoria. Your right back Larea or Alistair Johnson. 3-man midfield again. That could be the same of Kay Azorio or Kay Piet. Azorio could be in there. Eustachio, and then you could even go for wingers. You could play Alphonso Davies a little higher up the pitch. You could have Corbiano on one of the wings. Junior Hoylett is always there, and Kyle Larin as well. So I mean, there are a multitude of different solutions here for John Herdman. Even though I think he will be stuck on that 3-5-2. David to a mid-table Prem club. I don't really want to see Jonathan David go to the Prem. He has always spoke to go into the Bundesliga. I would love to see him go to the Bundesliga, even if it's not to Dortmund, but I do think probably what's best for him is just to stay at Lille, get some Champions League experience, continue as a starter, continue to impress. That's what I'd like to see out of Jonathan David. Dortmund will have to play Sancho. Sancho has officially left. Not official. The agreement's all done. He's pretty much on his way out. The only thing that'll stop Sancho is if failed medical happens. Jonathan David maybe next year if we lose Holland. It would be my dream, man. It would be my dream. Why don't we get Patrick Schick from Czech Republic for BVB? I mean, he's playing for Leverkusen right now, and I mean, I don't think he fits the profile. We'd have to lose Holland. I think Holland would mend better with someone like Malen, for example, rather than Schick. He's a similar type of build to Holland. I don't think they would blossom together. Kamal Miller is good at defense. He could play as an outside left center back, but now that we have Scott Kennedy there, more than likely if Kamal Miller plays, it would be in a back four and he'd be playing as a left back. David's probably moving to another team. I don't know, man. Have you guys seen anything on Twitter yet? Anything on Twitter specifying why Jonathan David's not there? Schick was avid for Leverkusen. He was. He did not have he had scored 10 goals for Leipzig, followed by 9 for Leverkusen, I believe. I keep David for one more season. Champions League should raise his value. If I'm Lille. I agree, and I don't think Lille should ship out everyone. I do think Lille need to ship out a couple more players. Hoylett signed for Cardiff again, by the way. Alright, I did not know that. So I guess Junior Hoylett is not looking to impress, but either way, you know that he's going to stay. Official, Sancho to United. I know, it's sad. It's sad. I don't know a lot about Canadian football. Is the coach good? I don't know. Canadians in the chat, how would you guys describe John Herdman? John Herdman took a lot of stick coming here. The Haiti loss back in the last Gold Cup was a little nick on his resume. I think he's an excellent motivator. I think he's still got a lot to prove in terms of tactics and getting it right on the day. But I think this is going to be a massive test. I think this Gold Cup squad can go deep. I think that the Octagon is going to be a massive potential as well. So I think you're going to get a few more answers of really how good John Herdman is as a coach. I think he's done a lot of good things. I think with Canadian soccer right now, I guess he's the right man for the job, and hoping that he continues that moving forward. But he is an English lad. He coached the women's team. He started off at the academy in Sunderland, And yeah, that's about it. Check Gareth Wheeler for Twitter for David update. I can do that. Is there any surprise people in this list that you guys were looking at? All right, where's Gareth Wheeler? Where's our boy Gareth Wheeler? And we'll see if he says anything about Jonathan David. Hope you can join us for the Canada Gold Cup. It starts at 1 soccer. Lastly, no more questions on Tomori. He is not Canada eligible. He picked up the England cap at 22. He cannot play for the Canadian men's national team unless there's a FIFA rule change down the road. And as of now, the player is clearly focused on the club and potential England. That's it. All right. Well, that was not the comment I was looking to expect for Gareth Wheeler. Saying that, I still don't think that that's 100% true. I still think there's a chance from other reports I've read that Tomori could potentially represent Canada if he chose to. I don't know. But that's an interesting tweet from Gareth Wheeler. Obviously, people are mentioning Tomori, but even if we wanted Tomori, he wouldn't be eligible until November of 2022 anyways. But that's interesting. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. But where is Jonathan David news? Gareth Wheeler's been tweeting like crazy. David is taking some time needed ahead of the big fall for the Champions League World Cup qualifying. Wasn't feeling 100% during qualifying games. It's very interesting. That's very interesting. With Borjan out, Pandemis out, Atakubi out. Yes. And ZBG, David, Miller, and Stirring. It is interesting, man. It is definitely an interesting mix. I was surprised Stirring wasn't in there. Liam Miller, I said probably one of Liam Miller and Corbianu wouldn't be in my squad. I thought more than likely Miller would be in, but it looks like Miller is getting that transfer he was looking for. It's very interesting, man. Big congrats to Junior Hoylett for finding a club, or well, not finding a club, re-signing for Cardiff. A player's coach, motivational speaker type. Very true. That's how I see him as well. Bailey or Madueke, which one is better individually? I would take Bailey in a heartbeat. I don't need another English player, man, in my opinion. I like Herdman. He gets unfair hate coming from the women's game. Hasn't really proven anything yet either, by the way. Brady, you're spot on, man. I agree with that. I do like John Herdman. I do think he's still got a lot to prove, and I'm hoping he can do it starting with the Gold Cup. But yeah, I saw he signed for Oldham. Pandemis is a surprise. It is, but it's also the third string keeper. So in my opinion, I mean, I don't know. I read a couple of reports saying that there was some frustration of Pandemis leaving Montreal to go to the Gold Cup. So maybe that spiced it up, and that's why they went for it. Either way, Dane St. Clair and Crepeau are clearly ahead of both of those two keepers, no matter which one came. So that doesn't bother me too much. I don't know about the Canada team. How do y'all perform? I know Toronto are the best team in Canada. Well, not right now, they're not. But the Canadian men's national team's on the rise. That's as much as I could say right now. I'm hoping to see a lot of promise at the Gold Cup in a couple of weeks' time. I think that there's some big potential. I think our team looks much better than the United States team does. Mexican team is, in my opinion, probably the strongest right now in the tournament, but not today, my friend, not today. I thought we would get Gutierrez. I thought maybe that as well, but I guess obviously we chose to go the Kamal Miller route. So do you think that we have a chance to win the Gold Cup? Stop pretending like football, go back, watch your hockey. Okay. I never said we had a shot. I think that we do. But I like that Fernando always comes in here with his negativity. It's very fun. I don't know where you're from, Fernando, but you're a dick. Toronto FC is not the best team in Canada this year. I'm a TFC fan. That is very true. We are not the best team. Time for TFC to move on from the old guard and not a new coach. Yeah, I agree. Why so salty, Fernando? I don't know. He comes in here all the time. He talks about some weird stuff. I don't understand. I don't think that Canada is the favorites for the Gold Cup. I don't. I think Mexico's the favorites. I think they're the clear favorites. I think this Canada team can go deep in the competition, maybe surprise a few people. On paper, I think we have the second strongest team in the tournament. I haven't took a look at the Jamaica team yet, but from what I'm hearing, it's not going to be near as strong as they were anticipating it to be. I still think there's some cracks. I think Honduras will be challenging. Keeping some excitement, Fernando. I like it. I like the controversy. It's fine. Fernando, who are you going for in the Gold Cup, though? Let me know, because I forget which team. I can forget which team you actually go for. I think you've told me in the past. Fernando sounds nervous. He sounds nervous. I'm assuming for Fernando Martinez. Where should I guess you're from? I'm not even sure. Probably Honduras, Costa Rica. Pretty sure that the Montreal keeper is injured, so they can't afford to let him go. I heard a bunch of reports about it as to why he wasn't going to be going there. There's a lot of controversy, and they clearly look to stay away from it, which is fine. Oh, Matty D's not having it all with the salt. Jamaica has not brought their strong squad. Only Bailey and Reed and other players will be there. Liam Bailey is an excellent player, though. I watch him a lot at Leverkusen. I would like to see him join. Dortmund, man. I think he's an excellent player. But I need to take a bigger look at the Jamaican team. I haven't really seen it much yet. If you guys want to send me a link on Twitter, any of you guys who have the Mexican squad or have the Jamaican squad, we can take a look at it together. But I was just reading reports yesterday of a lot of those Jamaican players who were supposed to come who didn't. So, I don't know. We're going to have to see. How strong is Mexico's squad? From what I've heard, the Mexican squad is going to still be a pretty strong squad. They are focusing on the Olympics. A couple on Twitter yesterday, a couple Mexican viewers reached out to me and said that the team, they wish that they took their Olympic team to the Gold Cup, for example. So they're clearly prioritizing the Olympics. They want to win that. But the Mexican squad is still going to be strong, man. It is still going to be a strong squad. Other CONCACAF fans are worried about Canada rising. The nerves, they're creeping in. But let me know what you guys think about a starting 11. Looking at the squad right now, do you guys see us going with the 3-5-2? Do you guys see us switching it up? Because John Herdman has played the 4-4-2 before. It's a formation that could obviously get Kamal Miller at left back. It could push Alphonso Davies up to left mid. You could throw Junior Hoylett, for example, on right mid in your two-striker duo. We could go with a 4-3-3. But, I mean, I don't know. It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. Because we have Buchanan in there as well. He could obviously play as one of the wingers. And in a 4-4-2, it wouldn't be bad either to have Buchanan as a right mid, have Larea or Alistair Johnson at right back, Alphonso Davies at left mid, our strikers of Cavallini and Kyle Larin. It is a very good-looking squad, man. If you guys look back to our last Gold Cup, this squad is, in my opinion, much better, especially at the back end. Scott Kennedy, I think, is huge coming here. Daniel Henry, Steven Vittoria. There's a little bit of depth, man, and I'm pretty excited about it. Hope Buchanan does well. I'm trying to think of a formation that can get. I'm trying to think of a formation that can get Buchanan on the pitch, and I think it would be probably a 4-4-2 or a 4-3-3. If you play as a 4-3-3, you can play him up as a wing, because I don't think Buchanan's going to start at a right back position over Alistair Johnson or Richie Larea. But I think that they see Buchanan a little further up the pitch. So if a 4-4-2 is a formation they look to do with Alphonso Davies and Buchanan playing left and right mid. But I sent you the Jamaica squad in the recent tweet. Right on. I appreciate it, my friend. Let's go check it out. I don't see it. Put back the Canada one for now. I don't see... Oh, unless you just did it now. I don't see the Jamaica squad. I'll have to look it up on the other side. But I am curious to see who Jamaica went for. Canada Gold Cup FIFA stream today. White's looking for the FIFA content. Maybe we'll do some type of CONCACAF. I'll maybe reach out to Filippo, see if I can get something worked up there. Word you say to the Haiti goalkeeper... The Haiti goalkeeper made a calamity of a mistake. Very fun, very fun. But where did you send the Jamaica squad, my man? I don't see it on... Unless I missed it on my notifications, I don't see the Jamaica squad. But I can look it up another time. It's fine. The final aggregate was 4-0. I like the bud. I like the bud. It's us Canadians who say that. Quote, from John Herdman on Jebsons and Flores. Jebsons needed preseason with the new coach. Conversations promising. Marcelo is an ongoing story. Looking like he may get preseason on striker. Both have great opportunities. Andrew, I appreciate you coming in there with the quote from John Herdman. I thought Flores would have had a big opportunity to come in this squad. I wasn't so sure about Jebson, especially after Akinola committed. But, I mean, I don't know. It's only time will tell. They're both young talents. They both have different nations looking at them. I don't think Jebson will break into the English squad anytime soon. So, depending on how quickly he wants to represent a national team, will kind of determine when he's looking to it. Flores is a different option, man. There's a bunch of people looking at him. I don't know. I was close to thinking that that it was gonna happen. I said it under the tweet where you said you were going live. All right, let me take another look. The Jamaica squad. Where did I say I was going live? I don't see it. I'm going to go to my profile. I didn't get it, my guy. Send it again. Or just or direct message it to me. The playoff ended right after the own goal prior to Haiti. Very well. So, Fernando, what's your point? Are you saying that we don't deserve? Canada didn't deserve to beat Haiti? Because we were clearly the better side there. We all gave ourselves too much false hope over Jebsons and Flores and laughed my ass off. Yes, but it's still an open book. Like there's still a big opportunity. And like I said, as much as I wanted to cap tie Jebson and Flores, there are 14 games coming up through the next 7 months that we could look to do so as well. So it's not the end of the world. I would love to cap tie them. They're two promising players. Canada, in my opinion, needs to cap tie everyone they can. We were able to pull off a couple cap ties for this specific tournament. I still think it's a very strong squad, depending on how John Herdman wants to set up. But, I mean, it's going to be cool to see Ayo Akinola in there. Buchanan, we're excited about. Corbiano decided to represent. Alphonso Davies, a massive step. Eustachio, a massive step. Mark Anthony Kay is good as well. Harry Patton's a good look. I don't know. There's a lot to like about this squad, man. A lot to like about this squad. The Jamaica squad. We need to find the Jamaica squad. There we go. All right, let's take a look at the Jamaica squad. It's been sent to me now. I appreciate it, my man. All right, so this is the Jamaica squad. So obviously, and I'll just kind of go over players, I guess, who stand out to me. Andre Blake's a solid keeper, no surprise there. And then, without being ignorant, a lot of players I don't really know too much. I recognize Liam Moore from Reading. Fisher as well from the Galaxy. Lawrence obviously will be there, left back. Michael Hector from Fulham. Daniel Johnson from Preston North End. I mean, honestly, no really impressive players. I mean, Rafael Morrison is unattached. A lot of problems. I mean, doesn't impress me all that much. Rafael Morrison, but I mean, they obviously were able to get him over. Liam Bailey, by far their best player. Liam Bailey is an excellent player. He can be deadly to any defender in the CONCACAF. Bobby Reed's a decent player as well. Corey Burke's average. Michael Hector and Liam Moore are two good center backs. I mean, you can't question that. They play at a competitive level, Premier League / Championship. They'll be good. Good left back as well. Good keeper. It's a decent team, man. It is a decent team. I don't think it's any more impressive than our team is right now. Brandon Robinson's here, says Jamaica brought a semi-weak squad. Let me be honest, there are around 8 to 10 players that we're hoping for, but it seems to be unavailable for the qualifiers. Yep, and I mean that's kind of the way I'm looking at it as well. I think the biggest challenge for this Canadian men's national team is going to be Mexico. The Mexican side is a good team. It's definitely not their A squad, but it's definitely not like they sent a B squad. It's somewhere in the middle, and I think there's going to be a lot of question marks to be asked around this Canadian men's national team to see what they can do, how John Herdman is going to be able to balance this out. I don't know, man. I'm excited. What would you guys do? What formation do you think that we're going to start out in with this group of players right now? Do you think that we're going to go with that 3-5-2? Because I with Cavallini and Larenbeer here, I have a feeling they're both going to be on the pitch. which tells me it's either going to be a 4-4-2 or a 3-5-2. And considering John Herdman and how he play and wanting to utilize Alphonso Davies, I kind of see it as a 3-5-2. But I would love to find a way to get Buchanan on the pitch, to get Theo Corbiano on the pitch. Such good players. Better in a 4-3-3 in my opinion. But I don't think that we're going to get away from the 3-5-2 in any way. I'm really confident that we can win the Gold Cup after seeing our squad compared to others. I agree. I think we have one of the strongest squads in there. The Mexican side scares me. That's the main one. That's the main one that scares me. The U.S. squad is not that strong, and I think tactical manager would speak to that. Would speak to that as well. I believe he's live right now. I'll see if he's not. I'll see if I can sneak him. If I can sneak him in, maybe I'll message him on Instagram and get Filippo in. If he's back home right now, where is Filippo? Because listening to him, it's basically an all-star American MLS team. 3-5-2 says White. James says a 3-5-2, but Prob switch it up versus the U.S. I can see that as well. Oh, this is the team that is going to be crushed by the USB team. Tyler, come on, my guy. No, you can't even say that with a straight face. I want to get Filippo on here. I just messaged him to see if he's busy or not. But I'd be very, very curious to see what his thoughts are. Be very, very curious because I don't know. I can't see them being overly confident. I'm gonna see if I can find the U.S. squad as well. See if I can find it because the U.S. I know that Matthew Hoppy's on it. He's obviously. U.S. Universe will definitely have it. Maybe not. That would be Martinique. I think Jebsen is a lot more likely than Flores. And for this tournament, for some reason, I was thinking other way around. I was thinking Flores had a big opportunity. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. I hope we get them both. I do think there's a chance, but people want the truth. They can't handle the truth. Now. I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? Canada or the U.S. men's national team MLS squad? We're already talking trash. It's what we got to. It's what Canada and U.S. were built on. A little bit of chirps. It makes the game so much fun. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited. For the record, calling the USB team would be very generous. I like it. And it's true. It is true, man. It does not look like the U.S. men's national team has a very strong squad. You guys are saying it's your C team. Nah, I'm just playing. Here from Tax Channel. I'm a U.S. men's national team fan, and it's our C team. There are still some good players on it, though. I mean, DK, solid striker. Matthew Hoppy, solid striker. I believe your back four will look like Reggie Cannon at right back. Walker Zimmerman, Robinson, and Ballo at left back. And then you got the MLS trio in the middle, probably a 4-3-3. B would be a little more inclusive. Agreed. Yeah, I mean, it's going to make it interesting, man. And this Canadian men's national team, like I said, it will have a lot of question marks around them. I don't think the U.S. is going to be a walk in the park. I think it's going to be a competitive game. I think it's going to be a good game. There's still a lot of talent on that U.S. squad. On paper, I'd like to think the likes of Alphonso Davies would shine running up against an MLS back line like that. But we're going to have to wait and see, and it's going to make it a lot of fun. We'll be doing a watch-along. Tactical manager will be doing a watch-along as well. It'll be fun, man. Arsenal probably wanted Flores to go with Canada as he looks against the senior team a lot sooner. Could be true. I think our defense would be the strongest element. Laugh my ass off. The midfield, I agree, man. I think in terms of an MLS back four, I don't think you could get much better than your guys' back four is. Striker equals senior team. Stupid character limits. Let's get 30 likes on the stream. I'd appreciate it if you guys are just tuning in and haven't hit the subscribe button yet. I'd appreciate it, as well as a like on there. And let me know what you guys think about the Canadian men's national team roster versus the U.S. This is how we lost to Honduras. Honduras, again, I think is going to be a dark horse. They're a dark horse in my Octagon picks. They're going to be a dark horse in the Gold Cup. They are a tough squad to go up against. They do have some talent. They are very well organized. But again, I'm banking on the fact that quality is going to come through of this Canada squad, and hopefully some danger can happen, man. But Flores should go with Canada. He isn't breaking in Mexico anytime soon, in my opinion. And the same can be said for Jebsen, man. It's a big opportunity to represent the Canadian men's national team or a national team immediately. If both of them want to hold out, if one of them wants to play for Canada, the other one wants to play for England, they're going to be waiting for a while, man. This is an opportunity for them to break in soon. And like I said, just because they didn't come right now for the Gold Cup doesn't mean that they're not going to come up into one of the octagonal picks, man. Octagonal picks. Octagonal. Thinking about the hexagon. Gareth Wheeler says Tomori is not eligible for Canada. I read that. I went over to his Twitter and I did read that. A lot of people are reaching out to Gareth Wheeler about Tomori. Maybe I stirred up some false hope. I still think Gareth Wheeler's wrong. I think he's wrong. I talked to some pretty knowledgeable sources about the Tomori matter, and in my opinion, it's not a definite. It's not that he can represent Canada. It's not that he can't. It looks, because of the FIFA rule change, that there is a potential that he could represent Canada at the earliest November 2022. It's not 100% official. Now, Gareth Wheeler speaking about it today is pretty big. I wasn't expecting him to touch on this subject yet, but I don't know. I'm still under the impression that there is a chance. And he, even in his tweet today, it did say something around a FIFA change. But we're gonna get Tactical Manager to join us today. Just because I want to get his opinion. So I'm gonna send him the link, get him in here, and see what we can do. Because I'm very curious to see, because I don't know if he's looked at the Canadian team yet. I'm assuming when Tax sees that Jonathan David isn't there, it's gonna fire him up. But I want to get a U.S. perspective on the team today. So we're gonna invite Tactical Manager in, and we're gonna maybe get his first initial reaction to the Canada squad, as well as his first initial reaction to the U.S. versus Canada squad. But it should be kind of nice. But let's welcome Tactical Manager in here once we get him in. So I just sent him the link. Hopefully he sees it, and we can get our boy in. No Jonathan David. I know, man. It sucks. No Jonathan David. But we will have Tactical Manager, so that's always fun. As a U.S. men's national team fan, I think that we can squeeze by Canada, but good luck to you Northerners. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I see enough in that U.S. squad to prove otherwise, but again, it's going to depend on how the Canadians play. Best scenario, we go deep in the tournament and prepare well for the Octagon. It's true. And again, I don't think by any stretch we're the favorites, but I do think that this team can go on a deep run. What do you think about the CONCACAF teams participating in the Copa America? I would love that, man. I would love that. Anything to get more game time, more minutes. I would love it. And I know Tactical Manager would as well, but Filippo is backdoor. Filippo, you good to come in? Can you hear me? All right, he's good. Let's bring in Filippo. Filippo, how you doing?
Good. I just did a stream on the U.S.
I know. I saw that. I was tuning in. Of course, our streams had to go on at the same time, but I'm pumped that you came on. You wrapped it up. So I don't know. I want to get your first initial thoughts on the Canadian team. I don't know if you've taken a look at it yet or not.
I'm looking at it now. I see you guys brought St. Clair.
Yep.
So he'll start probably.
My assumption is no. I think that Crepeau will start, but I would rather see Dane St. Clair start if that's any consolation.
Okay, and then I see that Jonathan David is missing. Alfonso's there. Kyle Larin, Buchanan, Akinola that committed. Wait, Kyle Larin's there? Where is he?
Yep, Kyle
Larin. Richie Larea is there. Okay, pretty much everyone besides Jonathan David, I guess.
Yep, a lot of the Canadians were pretty bummed about the cap tie potential. We were looking to cap tie Jebsen. We were looking to cap tie Flores. Obviously, they decided against it. I don't think it hurts the squad in any way not having them there, but it does obviously hurt the potential of them representing Canada at some point. But I mean, without Jonathan David, I mean, Hutchinson's not there, Scotty's not there. They weren't expected to come anyways, but I mean, it's no lie that Jonathan David not being there hurts.
Yeah, looking at this roster and comparing to the U.S., obviously it's going to depend on how Berhalter starts the roster. He could do a very bad starting lineup with the players he has, but he can also do a fairly decent one with the players he has. There's a couple questionable picks, but overall, I think the United States team is better than the Canadian team right now. Ooh. The only thing, yeah, I know. The only thing that we don't have in regards to the team you have there right now is a player like Alphonso Davies. And that can be the difference maker in a game. So let's say that the game's very close, because I do think it's fairly balanced right now with the U.S. roster we brought. Alphonso Davies could be the difference maker because Berhalter will probably start Sam Vines on the left back, and maybe the Canadian men's national team coach will notice that and will shift Alphonso Davies to the right wing. And then Alphonso Davies will just have his way. He'll do whatever he wants there. Not that he can't do it against Reggie Cannon. I just think it'll be a lot easier for him to do it against Sam Vines.
So give me a predicted starting 11, a realistic one, which like that obviously takes in Bill Huxner's preferred formation. How do you think this team will line up? And then I will go through the Canada team and we'll kind of do a little comparison that way.
So the U.S., me and Pete, we did the starting lineup we think that Berhalter will go with. Okay, this is not what I would do. It's what Berhalter will probably do.
Let's hear it.
So the goalkeeper is going to be Matt Turner. So that's a good one. That's a good one, actually, Matt Turner. The right back will be Reggie Cannon from Boa Vista, Portugal.
Yeah.
The left back will likely be Sam Vines, which I'm not a big fan of. I would rather have George Bello, but I think Berhalter will go with Sam Vines. The two in the back, the two center backs are, I'm 99% sure it's going to be Walker Zimmerman and Miles Robinson. So Walker Zimmerman's not my favorite, but for the purpose of this tournament and who we have, I'm okay with it. I think he'll be okay. And Miles Robinson, I like Miles Robinson.
Yeah, I do too.
The sixth position, because we're probably going to go for 4-3-3, I think he's going to go with Jackson Yule. But he had a press conference right now, and he said that Gianluca Busio is a sixth to him and that he will get playing time. So it could be Jackson Yule or Gianluca Busio at the sixth. And then when it comes to the other two midfielders, the 2-8s, he's probably going to go with Roldan and Sebastian Lletget, or Kellen Acosta and Sebastian Lletget. So not very good there, in my opinion. Not very good. The winger, the left wing, he's probably going to go with either Paul Riola or Matthew Hoppe as a left winger. Yeah, he wants to play Hoppe as a winger, he said.
Okay.
And then the right wing, I think he's going to go with Nicolas Gioacchini, which I don't know what to expect from him. He's playing at the French second division, so we'll see. The center forward, he brought two center forwards. He brought Daryl Dike and Jesse Zardes. And knowing Berhalter, he's probably going to start Zardes, at first at least.
Okay.
So that's what I expect.
Matthew Hoppe playing on the wing is very surprising for me. I'd be curious to see. I've only seen him play as a striker for Schalke, playing in a 4-4-2. Comparing that, I guess, to the Canada squad, because, I mean, the starting 11s will be important. I believe it's a mix of my opinion, a mix of what I think Herdman will do. I think he's going to go with the 3-5-2. I think in net, I mean, take your pick. I'd like to see Dane St. Clair in there, so I'm just going to say St. Clair starts. Right wing back will be Richie Larea. Outside right center back will be Alistair Johnson, with probably Henry as your central center back. Left center back would be Scott Kennedy. Left wing back will be Alphonso Davies. Your three-man midfield will be Marc-Anthony Kaye alongside Samuel Piette and Stefano Eustachio, with the two strikers being Kyle Larin and Lucas Cavallini. That is the way I see it lining up. I don't know if Herdman has it in him to tamper with that formation, because you could easily do a 4-4-2, throw Kamal Miller in there as a left back, have Buchanan at right mid with Alphonso Davies left mid, and then again the same striker pairing. You'd have to take out a center back and a center mid, but I don't know. I think it'll line up into 3-5-2.
I would actually go. I would personally want to see, if I was Canadian, which I'm not. Okay, I'm not Canadian. I would actually want to see a 4-4-2 and having Tahan Buchanan on the right mid, Alphonso Davies on the left mid, and I would actually put two guys that have a good presence in the box. Who do you say was going to start again? Kyle Larin with who?
Cavallini, and who has a good presence in the box.
He does? Okay, I don't know much about Cavalier, to be honest, but I haven't watched him much. But I would say Akinola, because I know Akinola very well. I think he can do a pretty good job in the box as well. But I would actually go with a 4-4-2 for this team, because I think Alphonso Davies and Buchanan can definitely feed those two strikers very well.
Yep, I agree. We have played in the 4-4-2 before. I feel like I don't know. I feel like John Herdman doesn't trust it enough. It's why we keep seeing him revert back to the 3-5-2. The 3-5-2 is not my favorite formation. I just think that everything that he does is going to be built around Alphonso Davies. I think he sees Alphonso Davies being more useful as a left wing back, but it's not a bad show. It's definitely not a bad show. But Tack, I want to get your opinion. Producer T just said no David, but Kyle Laren masterclass is coming. But we got some questions about the Copa America and seeing the CONCACAF teams joining that. Do you have anything that you want to touch on that? If you think it's a good idea or if you think it'll happen?
I mean, let's look at it from both perspectives, right? For the CONCACAF, anything with the CONMEBOL would be good for the CONCACAF. Now, for CONMEBOL, what is good for CONMEBOL in regards to CONCACAF? It's only bringing a few countries, not 10. I think CONMEBOL would want the U.S., obviously, big market. Mexico, competitive team, big market. Canada, I think they would want to bring, especially now with players like Alphonso Davies and Jonathan David. That's players people talk about. So I think Jamaica with the bunch of Premier League players, they would probably want as well. But outside of that, and I'm not trying to bash the other teams, because I think Honduras can hold their own very well down there. Costa Rica can too. But it's all about money at the end of the day when it comes to joining these federations. And I think CONMEBOL would only be interested on bringing those specific nations, right? Because CONMEBOL doesn't really need to become more competitive. It's pretty damn competitive already. Brazil, even though Brazil is above the teams right now, Argentina is a tough team. Uruguay is a tough team. Colombia is a tough. So if you get Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, Uruguay, these are 4 teams that could win the Gold Cup, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Could you get 4 teams from CONCACAF to win the Copa America? No. I don't think so. So I think it's not about competitiveness. I think it's more about who would bring something to CONMEBOL, and these are the nations I think would bring something. Now, CONCACAF would love to bring all the CONMEBOL nations for sure.
Yeah, I see that.
That's what I think, and I'm not trying to be rude to CONCACAF. I am split between both, but just being honest about it, I think that's as fair as a take as I can get on this.
Yeah, and that's fair. And I would love to see some type of collaboration. Obviously, getting the Canadian men's national team, U.S. men's national team, and Mexico probably going into there. I think it'd be a lot of fun, and I hope that it's something that they look to, because it would just help the CONCACAF, like you said, probably more than the CONMEBOL. But yes, I want to do a little shout out to William Akio. He scored his first Canadian Premier League goal. We did an interview with him on the channel, so I thought it was very cool. I was excited for him, and hopefully I haven't checked out any video on his first goal, but I'm sure he's going to do one. Also a YouTuber as well. Do Canadians actually rate K? I see LAFC fans hating on him. I rate him. I think he's an excellent player. I think he needs to leave LAFC ASAP. There's a little poor relationship going on there, and I don't know. I just think it's time. But we do have a couple U.S. supporters here on the chat. Tactical Manager saying Canada's attack is better than ours, which I agree. But I don't know. If you're looking at that squad, would you say your guys' defense is your number one? I guess. I don't know. I don't know how to word it, because I do think it's a well-balanced team looking at the quality, but I do like that back line.
So I also said that too. I think the United States' strength in this roster is the defense, right? The midfield, I talked about this. It gives a lot of that Olympic qualifying vibes with more veteran players. Not very creative. Players might have to play out of their position, maybe. Winger depth, we have issues. Jassy Zardes might start. So, yeah, I think the place I don't have much issue in this U.S. roster is the defense. It's looking pretty good. Matt Turner is pretty reliable so far in MLS. The 2 center backs are fine. Reggie Cannon will be fine for the Gold Cup. Sam Vines might be an issue, but at the same time, it's not like he's the worst left back in Gold Cup, so he's not going to be an issue as well. Let me just respond to one thing.
Yep.
I think God Kong Snake did it as a joke. He said that Brazil participated 3 times in the Gold Cup and won none of them. My question to him is this: check the Brazilian rosters in Gold Cup. I don't think Brazil ever brought their A squad to Gold Cup. And even though they didn't bring it, I believe Brazil made it to the final twice or once in at least the semifinals. And I think Brazil once brought like the U23 squad and still made it to the final. I think they lost to Mexico. So look, that's what I told you. If you bring Brazil to the Gold Cup, you're never going to get their A squad. They're not going to bring the A squad to Gold Cup. They don't care. That's not going to happen. So that's why I pointed out. It's easier to bring the teams to Copa America, some of the CONCACAF teams to Copa America, and Copa America will only want some very specific one. I think Canada, Mexico, and the U.S. will be in the next one due to the World Cup being here.
Honestly, that'd be incredible. I mean, I just, again, from my perspective and watching the Canadian men's national team, any opportunity to see this team play more is a positive thing for me. Going over to a tournament like that, I think would be a lot of fun. I mean, and they did it back in what was it 2016 when Argentina beat Chile in the finals, when they did the kind of the collab between the two. Do you remember that tournament?
It was in the U.S.
It was in the U.S. Yes, and I remember that's when Messi did his famous "I'm going to retire," and then did not retire. But I had a lot of fun watching that tournament. I watched a lot of the games. I thought it was going to be Messi's tournament. He wanted to win it. You could tell from his emotions. I mean, the man literally retired from international football after not winning the tournament just to come back. But I don't know. I'd be excited if that kind of thing would happen. I think that I'm assuming, Felipe, you'd obviously be interested in it from a U.S. perspective as well.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it would be cool to see the U.S. and Brazil in Copa America again, all of that. And I would love to see it. And I think it helps the United States quite a bit. It helps Canada quite a bit. And it helps Mexico quite a bit, too. It gets more countries interested in these national teams, especially if they do well. And it gives them a little bit of an experience against some very tough competition that you often don't see in CONCACAF.
I agree. But you get put in an awkward position, though, because I know that your U.S. men's national team channel will be awkward when you roll up there with a Brazilian jersey on and cheer for the Brazilians.
I just hope they don't face each other.
That's funny. But yes, there's a tweet today, too, Tactical Manager. I'm assuming you'd find this probably interesting as well. It was about Tomori. So I've been talking about Tomori a lot on the channel. I don't know. I don't think I had any provoke on this comment, but someone has continuously been asking Gareth Wheeler about Tomori. And Tomori basically was capped before 21, and then obviously there has been rumors that if he's able to represent the Canadian men's national team, it wouldn't be till November of 2022. And then Gareth Wheeler came out today and said that he can't represent them unless there's a rule change. And I didn't think that was correct. I really didn't. I've talked to a couple sources, and I do think there's a possibility of Tomori representing Canada. And another viewer apparently agrees and says that Gareth Wheeler is wrong. Tomori was 21 at the time he made his debut for England, which is how I remembered as well. So again, I thought it was a fun food for thought, but some people think that it's impossible, and I know some people think that it is. So I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see.
I hope you guys get him. I don't know how. I'm pretty much just going off what you tell me on that story, but I hope you guys get him. It's gonna be a difference maker for Canada, especially when your defense is your weaker spot, and you can get a player that could become the best defender in CONCACAF. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I agree. And the Jadon Sancho example is perfect. I mean, not playing in the Prem is a strike against you. If Tomori, who just signed for AC Milan permanently, he's going to get overlooked for the likes of Tyrone Mings and players like that. And, I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying that he's going to represent Canada, because he may never want to. He may want to take his game to another level, but...
Do you agree with me that Jadon Sancho will probably see minutes in the Euros right now, that he got signed by Manchester United?
Yeah. Watch him start next game, and just the way... Yeah. Just the way that
he's full 90 minutes now. Full 90 minutes now.
James says, I'm really happy to see Eustachio there. Looks like he's probably going to stay one more season. I was hoping he wouldn't. I'd like to see a couple Canadians make a big move this summer. Eustachio has been linked to Porto, has been linked to Napoli. Buchanan has been linked to a couple top clubs. Silent rumors about a Juve move. I don't know what's going to happen, but it'd be nice for Canadian men's national team to get a couple more players into a Big Five league. But I think you're right, James, that the move is looking a little bit more unlikely, but I think this one's for you, Tact. What is
it? But can he do it in a suffocating night in the altitude? Man, the Bolivian altitude. Bolivia is a funny team, right? So they play, for example, Brazil, and it's always 5-0, something crazy like that. And then Brazil goes to Bolivia to play at the altitude. It's 1-1, 0-0. It changes completely. It's like they have an extra player in the field.
This is an interesting question, but yes, there is no Jonathan David, my man. I don't know whether Jonathan David is getting a linked away. Gareth Wheeler did speak on it and said he just wants some preparation for the upcoming season. New coach there, Champions League preparation, all that fun stuff. But I mean, a lot of people said, well, maybe he's going to get a transfer rumor. I don't know. But this is an interesting question, and I can't really speak to it because I don't watch Bolivia that much, but I'm sure you could.
Where do you think Bolivia would rank if they were in CONCACAF? So if they had their altitude to play, they would get bumped up a bit. But I don't think Bolivia... So I think they would be ranked, they're kind of like in the same level as a team like Panama. You know, that's their level. I don't think they're better than Canada, than the US, Mexico, Jamaica, Costa Rica. But they would fight for a spot in the final eight, and they'll probably finish in eighth. That's what if they make it, you know. So you could argue that they would maybe be top 10 in CONCACAF, something like that. But more closer to the 10, you know.
Fair. But we got an opinion here on Tomori. Says, I jump at the chance of joining Canada if I'm Tomori, be one of the best players in the teams in the CONCACAF, play alongside Davies. If I was Canada, and this is just my opinion, I would utilize Alphonso Davies as much as you possibly could. Why not utilize a player who's won absolutely everything at the age of 20 to try to persuade some of these players? And I think if Tomori was going to come, I think Alphonso Davies would have a lot to do with it. There is confusion. Brady said, is it 21 or before 21? It's a cloud of smoke with the rules right now. The FIFA rules came in, and of course, they're not as straightforward as it is. In my opinion, I do think that there's a chance that Tomori could represent Canada. It will not be, that's a fact, until November of 2022. However, depending on this FIFA rule, maybe it never happens. We'll have to wait and see. But quotes by category has, let's go Canada. And Wheeler said that David wasn't feeling good. That's why he was not included. And yeah, I mean, it sucks. But I mean, Kyle Larin, excellent goal scorer. Cavallini can do it for the Canadian men's national team as well. But we're going to be going up against the likes of the U.S., so I don't know. We're going to see if Matthew Hoppe can do it on the wing. Tactical manager, I don't know if you can do that or not.
I don't know, man. We knew Berhalter likes to piss us off, and you know.
So who are the if you played a 4-3-3 with natural wingers, who would your two wingers be if you don't consider Matthew Hoppe a winger?
For this roster?
For this roster.
I mean, we're going to have to go through this roster. You have to go with Pariola on the left and Gioacchini on the right, even though Gioacchini is also not a winger. That's the problem with this roster. We only have one true winger, which is Ariola. No one else is a winger in this roster. We have one true winger. It's crazy that he did that.
And that's what I was thinking, because I was looking at the squad, and again, I don't know every player as detailed as you do, but I'm looking at it, and like, if you play a 4-3-3, which is my assumption he'll go with, I don't see a way it works without having Matthew Hoppe in the wing. And you told me that a while ago, I'm pretty sure. You told me that you had a feeling that Matthew Hoppe was going to be used on the wing.
I was told by someone that was in camp in the Swiss game that we had a month ago that when Hoppe was in camp, Berhalter utilized him always as a winger. So that's why I was telling people, don't be surprised if Hoppe's a winger, because that's what they told me. And I mean, if Berhalter used him as a winger in practice, probably what are you going to do in the game, right? I mean, I would assume. So
you've watched, obviously, Matthew Hoppe quite a bit. Do you personally think he has the traits to play as a winger?
No, I don't. I don't. I mean, I don't know much about his crossing ability, but here's the thing with Matthew. The games I watched from Schalke, obviously Schalke is not very good to judge a player because the team was a mess this season. You watched Bundesliga more than me, so you know that even more than me. Hoppe was very good when someone created an opportunity for him. He made the good runs, and he was able to have good finishes. That's when he was good. He was not good at getting the ball and creating plays for himself or his teammates. He wasn't good at that. So as a winger, usually you have to be the one feeding someone. They'll bring the ball to you, but you have to carry it. You have to feed someone. I don't know how his crossing ability is as well. So I don't think it'll work unless Matthew surprises me. I think Matthew Hoppe would be much better playing as a poacher.
I agree. And one of the things I really liked about Matthew Hoppe is when he played alongside another striker like DK. I don't know, this will never happen, but what is your thoughts on if he was to play a formation like a 4-3-1-2? Have DK, have Hoppe as your two strikers, a cam followed by three central midfielders? Is that just dreaming?
The problem is, as much as some people like to pretend that Berhalter's this tactician, he's not, and it's not going to work. Every time he tries to change formation, it's a mess. We saw that in 2019. We even against Mexico, to be honest, he changed that three defender formation. It looks sloppy. It just looks sloppy. Every time he tries to change something, it doesn't work. And the 4-3-3 seems to only be working for him because it's one of the most basic formations out there nowadays, 4-3-3. And all these players in the team, they've all played it at one point of their life. So it's working that way. But I don't think he's going to change formation. If he does, he'll try three in the back. But look at the defenders he brought. I don't think he'll try three in the back with those defenders.
Yeah, the starting four you said, I would have went with George too at left back, but I think it just speaks of 4-3-3 in my opinion.
Oh my goodness, the fake news Jamaicans.
But we're here. This is tactical. This is why we actually really got you on, because the Jamaican squad is out, and Raphael, the best midfielder in CONCACAF, Morrison is on it. Any initial thoughts?
I mean, again, people didn't take me seriously when I called them fake news Jamaicans. I didn't call it to offend Jamaicans. I was calling them that because they keep reporting on all these players. All these players are always going to play for them. Mikel Antonio, Nathan Redmond, Mason Holgate. Is Ethan Pinnock there? Well, he's not there as well. Ivan Toney. All these guys are going to play for them. And every time their roster comes out, it's the same freaking players. Ravel Morrison is still unemployed. I'm surprised Leon Bailey is there, actually, because he apparently never wants to play for them, but props to them. This team is – there's some interesting players in this roster. Andre Blake is a fantastic goalkeeper. Yep. Liam Moore is a very good defender as well, one of the best in the championship. Could play in the Premier League, if I'm going to be honest. But then you got a bunch of MLS players that are just average MLS players like Fisher, Powell, also from the Philadelphia Union. Kamar Lawrence actually has been pretty good for Toronto, right, this season again. So I guess he could be good on the left. Is he playing left back or left mid for Toronto?
He's playing left back.
Left back, okay. Then you got Bobby D. Cordova-Reid for Fulham. He'll be good for CONCACAF. I don't think he's that good of a player. But again, they keep lying to us, the Jamaican Federation, lying to the Jamaicans every time they talk about all these players, and they never bring them. They never bring them.
Yeah, I took one look at it and was, I mean, like you said, I mean, Liam Moore partnered with Michael Hector is going to be good at the heart of their center backs. I like Lawrence, good keeper as well, but I mean, again, the midfield in this Jamaican squad, in my opinion, is by far their weakest. Getting Leon Bailey, excellent. I mean, like you said, kudos to them. And everyone's excited about Raphael Morrison. He's going to be going to India. That's where his transfer is being linked to, is to the Indian Super League or the other Indian League.
It's not everyone, Josh. It's that guy that I'm not even going to advertise this channel. He said that Raphael Morrison was the best midfielder in CONCACAF.
Bobby, that's better than Pulisic Reed.
Yeah, they said that too. And he's joking, but there was this Jamaican that said that Bobby Reed was better than Pulisic. I'm like, all right, keep Bobby Reed. I'll keep Christian Pulisic to my team.
Yeah, I don't know. Looking at the Jamaican squad, it doesn't impress me. I said that I think Honduras is still going to be a dark horse in the tournament. I think the big issue with them is that they have the Olympics to focus on as well. So I think that's going to take a lot of the focus away from the Gold Cup for them, because I do think they have a good squad. I don't know. Ray predicts a Canada versus Mexico for the final. Do you have any thoughts on the Mexican squad?
I didn't see it yet.
You didn't see it yet?
Pull it up. I do know they were bringing most of their A players, but I haven't seen the full squad. So in regards to predict Canada and Mexico for the final, I think the way it's going right now, the Gold Cup rosters, it's kind of looking like anything can happen. It's kind of looking that way. I need to see Mexico. They're probably the favorites if they brought their guys, their main guys. But look, U.S. and Canada can go either way. This Jamaican team, if they had brought their main players, they would be one of the favorites. This team that I'm looking at, they can beat Canada. They can beat the United States with this team. There's some dangerous players here. Bobby D. Cordova-Reid will be fine. Leon Bailey's one of the best players in the tournament there. Yep. You can put him a little bit below maybe Alphonso Davies. That's about it. Andre Blake's very good. Their defense will be fine. So there's quite a few. Also, Curacao is coming very strong. Don't forget Curacao.
Yeah.
They're going to be strong. Suriname, we saw that they're a little overhyped, so I'm not worried about them. But yeah, did Mexico release their roster?
I just tried. I thought they did. I had a couple people reaching out to me on Twitter, just basically saying that it's going to be a strong squad, but they would rather take their Olympic squad to the Gold Cup in in terms of strength. So it kind of sounds like an A-, B+ type of squad, but I can't find it anywhere. If anyone has the Mexican squad or knows where it is, they can send me a link on Twitter and we'll pull it up, and then Tactical Manager can take some shots because he's got a little bit more knowledge about the Mexican squad definitely than I would, but I can't.
Yeah,
find
it depends on who they're bringing. I mean, I heard Lozano's coming. I heard that. Guardado apparently is injured, but then Guardado's just, I know he's still quality, but he's so old now at this point. I don't know who they're bringing in the back. I don't know if they're bringing Hector Moreno, those guys, the older guys in the back. I know. So I saw yesterday, they played the Olympic squad yesterday against Panama. And some of the old guys were there. So David Ochoa was there. It's not David Ochoa, sorry, Ochoa, Mimo Ochoa, the goalkeeper was in that squad. Diego Lainez was there.
Yep.
Cesar Montes and Johan Vasquez were the two center backs, I believe. I think it was Johan Vasquez. I think Arteaga was there as well. Let me see here, because based on that squad, we can know who won't be in Gold Cup, right? So they beat Panama yesterday, and this is their starting lineup, Josh.
All right.
They had Ochoa on goal. Sanchez was the right back. Okay, so he's not there. Cesar Montes and Vasquez, I was right. They're the ones there. Aguirre was on the left back. All right, so he won't be in the Gold Cup as well. Charlie Rodriguez, he was in their senior squad. Sebastian Cordova, too. Romo was there, too. Vega, Diego Lainez, and Henry Martin. He's over the age, but he was there. Henry Martin. The Hector Moreno is there too.
They can have 3 overagers, remember?
Yeah, and Hector Moreno is there too at the bench. Uriel Antuna, Alvarado's there as well. So look, I guess this is what I heard. Mori, the Argentine that plays at Liga MX for Monterrey, I heard he will be in the Gold Cup roster. He's switching. And I also heard Lozano is going to be there. I wonder if Hector Herrera will be there as well. So here's the thing with Mori too. He's not as good as they think he is, right? Like Argentina never wanted him. And I know Argentina is a top team.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if they never wanted him, he can't be that amazing, right? That's all I'm saying. He's 30 also. They're just desperate because they don't have Raul Jimenez.
Yeah. And I believe Ray may have some extra knowledge here, but I'm going to touch on this comment quickly, just saying that David's out due to minor injuries. If so, probably the best having to get him in the Gold Cup prior to the World Cup qualifiers, but it's great players. But yeah, I mean, it sucks. I mean, not having Jonathan David there sucks. There's no way around that. But as long as he'll be good for the Octagon, I'm fine with that. But this is what Ray had to say. Ochoa, Romo, and Martin are the reinforcements. No Alvarez because Ajax said no, and I find that very interesting. That's a big loss for them.
Yeah, Ajax did say no, and remember, guys, you are allowed to block for the Olympics. The clubs are allowed to just block it. FIFA allows it. Gold Cup, they're not allowed to. They have to talk to the federation so they can explain, and the federation say, okay, I won't call him. But the Olympics, they're allowed to block whoever they want.
I actually did not know that.
Yes, FIFA doesn't like the Olympics. I'm not joking. It's true.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Doesn't do anything for FIFA really, but overrated by the Mexican fans. This one's definitely for you though, Tack.
Due to Berhalter's incompetence in not calling me up to Gold Cup over Lewis, I have decided to file a one-time switch to India. That's a good choice. I feel disrespected as well. I think if he called me instead of Jonathan Lewis, I would bring something extra to this team. Just by being the water boy, just bringing water to the players, getting them motivated. I would probably do more than Jonathan Lewis.
Well, your boy Linus scored last night, I heard.
Yeah, against Panama. He scores for the national team. He just doesn't score for his club.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's gonna be, I don't know. After the initial thoughts, then Tack, I don't know. Do you want to do a little prediction on how you see the Canada, Mexico, Jamaica? How do they get on? Because I mean, a little bit of surprise on pretty much every level. I mean, like they said, the Canada team, great squad. I thought it sucks. One of the best strikers, if not one of the 2 best strikers in CONCACAF will not be there. It's a major hit. So I feel like a lot of people are thinking that might not go unnoticed because Canada does have a well-rounded squad. They sent basically their A squad. But it's I don't know, man. Plugging one of Alphonso Davies or Jonathan David out of Canada hurts more than it looks.
Yeah, it's very hard to predict right now, right? Because we don't have teams bringing their best. Jamaica, the U.S. We have Canada without one of their main players. Yeah, Keylor Navas won't be there. I believe he's injured. He wasn't in Nations League either. So I like even the U.S. team. When I look at it, I can't see them winning. I can't see the U.S. winning with this team. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Mexico are the big favorites to win the Gold Cup. They're bringing Chucky Lozano. Like if they bring the players that I saw the previous list that people were rumoring to be, Modi up top, Lozano. I think Tecatito's going as well. I think Mexico are the favorites to win it. But just like the last edition, Mexico struggled with some interesting. They struggled with Haiti, I believe, last edition. They almost lost to Haiti. Who else they played? Was it Curaçao as well that they struggled? Or the U.S. played Curaçao, I think. I can't remember right now from 2019. So anything can happen. But yeah, I think the obvious choice of the favorites, it has to be Mexico right now.
And Herculez Gomez, and I don't know if you have any insight on this, but Herculez Gomez, I listened to a little report about him talking about Chicharito getting called up. And they basically said that after he being shunned out by the Mexican squad, this is almost a way to appease them. And they said that they'd be shocked to see him get called up into the 48 roster and then see him get cut. So I don't know. A lot of people I heard said that they don't really want to see him there, but then I don't know. It seems like they're playing a game. Herculez Gomez basically said they should have just left him alone if they don't plan on calling him. And the fact that they called him up, they feel like they're going to start him. So I don't know. I like Chicharito, but I don't think that he's the man to lead them to a Gold Cup.
I don't think they're going to call him. I don't know why he said that.
You don't think so?
Well, I think they're going to bring Modi.
I think so too, but that was the point he was saying, is that they put him in the preliminary roster, but since they said that he was frozen out for so long, which angered some fans, maybe they just brought him into the preliminary roster just so that he's still there, or they're doing it because they feel obligated they have to bring him on the squad.
I don't know honestly what's going on with Mexico, their media and everything. I don't follow it as much. I follow the team, but not the media, what they're talking there. And I tend to not really listen to Herculez Gomez very much. Because the guy's wrong a lot. And I think they're going to bring Modi and Alan Pulido. But I could be wrong. Yeah, I guess maybe they'll bring Chicharito. I don't think that's going to solve their problems.
Big shout out to a viewer. Here you go, Tack. Take a look at this.
Okay, so I was right. Modi and Alan Pulido. Herculez Gomez was wrong. I was right again. Let's see. So they have Talavera on goal. I honestly, Talavera might even be better than Ochoa, to be honest. Hector Moreno's there. Edson Alvarez, see? So he was blocked from the Olympics. So what Mexico did was they brought him to Gold Cup where Ajax can't block it. So Edson Alvarez, Nestor Araujo is there as well. Salcedo's there. Gallardo's there, the left back. Rodriguez is there. Sepulveda. Rodriguez, I can't see it, bro. That's why I'm trying to look into the camera. Alvarez is there. K. Alvarez is there. Guardado's there as well. Jonathan Dos Santos is there. Hector Herrera, Gutierrez, Rodolfo Pizarro from Inter Miami is there too.
Yeah,
that one I don't understand, I guess, but he's not even doing well for Inter Miami, but it's okay. Pineda is there. Cervantes, Lozano, Tecatito, Alan Pulido, and Modi is there.
That's a strong squad, man.
It's the best squad in Gold Cup by a landslide right now. It's the best one.
Yeah. Shout out to In Control for sending us that picture, but that's a strong Mexican squad, man. That is a strong Mexican squad.
Can you DM that to me as well?
Yep, absolutely. But
yeah, it's definitely it's by far the best squad in Gold Cup because the defense is good, the midfield is good, and the offense is good. Everything's good. So the U.S. we have issues on the midfield and wingers. Jamaican the midfield, Canada mostly on defense. Every nation has issues. This team doesn't have much weaknesses, right?
Yeah.
Especially in Gold Cup, it's by far the best one, and they would. If I were Mexican, I would be very disappointed if I don't win the Gold Cup with this squad. They're bringing their best. They're missing pretty much Raul Jimenez, and I guess you could say they're missing Diego Lainez off the bench because he wouldn't start over Tecatito or Lozano. So, yeah, I mean, they're good. They should win if everything goes as planned.
Yeah, I'm a little shocked. I didn't think it'd be that strong. If I'm being completely honest, man. I'm gonna forward it to you right now, just so you can have.
Okay, so that is true. Efrain Alvarez is replacing Rodolfo Pizarro. Efrain.
Arguably, does that make them any worse? No.
No, that doesn't change anything. I think Pizarro wouldn't play a role, and I don't think Efrain Alvarez will play a role as well. So it doesn't change much, but it doesn't make them worse. I don't know. It's just it's another young guy, and they don't need experienced guys. You have Guardado, Jonathan dos Santos, Hector Herrera, Lozano's experience at this point, Tecatito's experience, Araujo's experience, Edson Alvarez, Moreno. They're all experienced, so it might be even better for them.
I mean, someone said they think it might be fake, but I mean, we'll have to wait and see until it's 100% official, but that just can give you an idea of what the squad could look like. I guess if it is fake or if it's true, who knows, but if they bring any squad near this one, yeah, like Tactical was saying, man, it's gonna be tough. But Brady says, did JJD see Herdman's comments on Jebsen and Flores? Sounds like a conversation have been good. Yeah, but it's also playing the narrative. It's playing the media. I mean, what's he gonna say when two very promising young players basically got called up and then didn't end up making the squad in Flores and Jebsen? He's gonna go out and say the door's not closed. It's always open. He played the card right. He addressed the media like he needed to, and again leaves hope that one day they will be here. But they're very young.
No, yeah. Go ahead. Finish that.
I was just saying they're very young. I don't see either one of them getting called up to Mexico or England anytime soon. So we'll just have to wait and see. We have a lot of potential to bring them up in the octagon, and we'll have to wait and see.
What I was going to say too, don't forget one thing. That means Mexico will be under a lot of pressure too. Because look, all these other teams, there's no pressure on winning. Mexico will be under a lot of pressure to win. If they don't win, Tata Martino could even get fired. So there's a lot of pressure on the Mexican team. They're bringing their best, so there's no excuses on their end. Right? They lost to the U.S. in Nations League, but it was a balanced team. Both teams were top quality, so it was okay. They didn't like it, but it was okay. If they lose to the U.S. or to Canada or to Jamaica or to anyone right now with this team, if they bring something like this, it's an embarrassment. So all the pressure's on Mexico, and that could be bad, actually.
I agree, 100%. They said that if this tournament doesn't go the way the Mexicans want, Tata Martinez is out in a heartbeat. They have to win, and I think that's why I could see them bringing a team similar to this, just hearing some of the news reports going around of the pressure that they're under. I'm not saying it's going to be the exact team that we see on screen right here if this isn't 100% legitimate, but I see them bringing a very strong team, and I see them definitely being the favorites, given the fact that the U.S. just took them down in a big final, man.
Yeah, if they lose to anyone with this roster in Gold Cup, and also don't forget, most of the nations are coming much weaker than they should, right? Canada doesn't have Jonathan David. That's a pretty big damn deal right there. Yeah. The U.S. is a B roster. Clear, everyone. No one's there. No one of the starting 11 is there for the U.S. Jamaica, it might be their A roster. We don't know, right? They say different things every time. We don't know. Jamaica, we don't know anymore what their A roster is like because they say different things. But let's assume they're not lying. That's not their A roster as well. Costa Rica won't have all of their players as well, like Keylor Navas. So Mexico, the pressure is all on them, man. They have all the pressure. They have to win it.
Yep, I agree. And yeah, James, as for Flores goes, I do think there's a big potential for him. He's very young. He probably wouldn't have too much to impact just the fact that he would get cap tied basically if he comes in. But hopefully he breaks into Arsenal's first squad. Man, that'd be massive. And if he chooses Canada, there's another player in the top 5 league for us with this just nothing but good things. But yeah, imagine if Natalie gets fired before Berhalter. Well, I think there's a chance, man. There's a chance because would you say there's no pressure then for Berhalter in this tournament?
From the fans and from us, we're gonna pressure because there's certain players he needs to play, right? So there will be pressure from us and a lot of the fans. But from the federation, no. Look, as far as I'm concerned, if he loses in the group stage, he's out in the group stage, they still won't fire him. So there's no pressure for him at all.
What players would you like to see shine then for the U.S.? Give me two
Well,
players.
I'd like to see 2 players only.
Or, yeah, 2 or 3.
I would like to see Gianluca Busio shine because we do need a 6 backup, and I think he can be a backup to Tyler Adams. Bring something different. Good on set pieces, very technical. I think he can bring something different. So I would like to see him shine. Now, the other option, there's actually 2 that I would love to see shine. The only problem with one is he's being played out of position. So I'd like to see DK and Hoppy shine because we need a 9.
Yep.
So, and I don't like Zardes. I don't think he's the solution to that. So I would like to see Hoppy shine. But the problem is he's going to play Hoppy as a winger. So do I want him to shine as a winger and take him out of the 9? So probably DK. I would like to see DK perform well as a 9 because we need it right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's your Orlando boy. He's had success already a little bit in Europe. This is I think it's a big tournament for him to step up, hopefully get some eyes, and inevitably he's going to move back to Europe. That has to be on the cards for him. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I know enough about the Honduras squad right now. I don't know, Tak, do you know anything about their? I haven't taken too much of an in-depth look.
I know a little bit because we played them twice this year. What, twice? Yeah. Well, we played them in Nations League, so I know a little bit about their team there. So yeah, they're saying that Honduras is not bringing Lozano. That's their center forward.
Yep.
But I mean, they still probably have Ellis coming up, so they should be fine. I don't know if the problem is some of their players, like Rigoberto Rivas, is probably going to the Olympics, I'm assuming. So they might miss out on a couple players there. But I would have to see who they brought. Some of the players I know.
Yeah. Because Honduras is always a tough team to play. They always are. I haven't took a look at their squad, but the fact that they have the Olympics to worry about as well just basically makes me think that they're not going to go too deep in the tournament. But I don't know. I could be wrong. Ray's got a question for you, though, Tactical Manager.
Why isn't Leon Flack called up if it was rumored that Berhalter was having talks with him so he could join? So I don't have the answer to that, and I haven't seen Berhalter's press conference, but I talked to people close to him. And what they told me was Berhalter wanted to bring veterans and very few young guys, right? And Leon Flack plays as a 6. So he brings in Jackson Yeo, which is technically a veteran at this point, played so many matches, and he chose the young guy as Gianluca Busio. So that's what I'm assuming. We haven't heard it from Berhalter. So that's all I have to say about that. I don't have the official confirmation. I haven't talked to Berhalter, and I haven't seen his press conference, but that's probably what it is.
Fair. But all right, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up for today. So if you haven't yet, please drop a like on the stream. And also subscribe if you guys are new, because Tactical Manager and I are going to be going into a heated battle for the Gold Cup coming up in a matter of a couple weeks. So it should be fun. If you guys want to stay tuned with CONCACAF information around the Gold Cup, follow Tactical Manager. I'm sure a lot of you guys hopefully have found his link. I don't know if you want to throw it in there, but you can just look him up. Tactical Manager TV on YouTube.
You'll find it, yeah.
Yeah, go subscribe to him there. Subscribe to me as well if you guys are new around here. Drop a like on your way out. Filippo, thanks again for coming on, man. A lot of information for this. We appreciate it. And hopefully we'll have some more conversations in the near future on the Gold Cup.
A lot to come. This month is going to be fun.
It will be fun, man. All right. Cheers, guys. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you guys soon.